We finally got Donald Trump on camera saying the words that those autopen pardons from former President Biden are null and void. I would say that they are null and void because I'm sure Biden didn't have any idea that it was taking place. What they did is criminal. So it's not only what Trump is saying. I'm going to play the clip so you can watch for yourself that he did. Oh, when did Trump say that? You're about to watch it.
To follow up on the Biden autopen, are those executive orders or those pardons from the former president now null and void?
Well, I think so. It's not my decision. That'll be up to a court. But I would say that they're null and void because I'm sure Biden didn't have any idea that it was taking place. And somebody was using an autopen to sign off and to give pardons to, as an example, just one example, but the J6 Unselect Committee. They gave, think of it, they gave pardons with an autopen. I don't think Biden knew anything about it. And what they did is they deleted and destroyed all of the information that took them over a year to get. And the reason they did that is because the information was very incriminating about them. Like Nancy Pelosi, it was determined conclusively that she knew about 10,000 soldiers and turned it down. And if we used 500 soldiers, you would have had no problem, let alone 10,000. The young lady that said that I grabbed these powerful young Secret Service agents by the neck, okay? You know that was a big hoax, it was a lie. And she admitted it, and they deleted everything. So, you know, what they did is criminal.
Yeah, what they did is criminal because they had all this, and they had Biden. It's not only that they use the autopen. In case you don't know what an autopen is, I'm going to first show you this meme published by Donald J. Trump himself on his Truth Social account, in which basically Biden is a machine. If you know what an autopen is, you're about to find out. Autopen, a mechanical device that automatically reproduces a person's signature, used typically in situations where someone is required to sign a large volume of documents. But the idea is that that person knows what they are signing. Let's see this at a double speed.
You are looking at the Ghostwriter by Automated Signature Technology. The Ghostwriter is manufactured in the USA and can help you manage your time and increase your efficiency by allowing the option of delegating your signature. Use of the machine is simple, as after printing your letter, you insert your signature card in the Ghostwriter. The signature card is similar to a credit card in that no one can use it unless you give it to someone else. Once inserted, line your letter up with the signature area and then either press a button on the panel or press a pedal that comes with the machine to begin signing.
That's it.
Within seconds, the signature is done, your letter is finished, and by removing the signature card, no one can reproduce your signature but you.
Except jail, of course. Just in, President Trump declares Biden's last-minute pardons before leaving office are void due to the alleged use of autopen, because constitutionally, for a pardon, the president must be there and aware. The thing is that Biden wasn't aware of things he has signed, and we have a proof of that. We have Representative Speaker Mike Johnson, and you remember that I did an analysis of those strange signatures of those documents of Joe Biden, and when he was dropping out of the presidential race in favor of Kamala Harris, that those signatures, they did not pass. They did not pass the smell tests. No. That video, even if it's old, even if it's maybe it's not that current, you can still watch it because it was interesting in the way that we found out, okay, this simply doesn't match. But what did match was the Biden family pardon, the J6 committee pardon, the Lundergan pardon, the General Miley pardon, and Dr. Fauci pardon that we will be talking about in a while. You play this and realize that it's exact same signature. You know, for this to happen, You know, even if it's your signature, sometimes your signature is going to be a bit off. Maybe one letter is going to be a bit more slanted. Sometimes it's going to be bigger than the other. Sometimes the spacing between the words are going to be just a tad different. But this is statistically impossible unless Biden is a robot, at which, well, so many times that I've said that Biden is like an android clone, and you would say, well, that fits. It's something that fits. Like he is a clone. So he said, he was very explicit, Trump, the pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by autopen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the unselected committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. All right. The fact is, they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf without the knowledge or consent of the worst president in the history of our country, crooked Joe Biden. And, well, yes, we have this, which is Mike Johnson actually saying that he was speaking to Biden, and he was telling Biden that he has signed something, and Biden was literally telling him, no, I did not sign that.
Sir, why did you pause LNG exports to Europe? Like, I don't understand, you know, liquefied natural gas is in great demand by our allies. Why would you do that? Because you understand, we just talked about Ukraine. You understand you're fueling Vladimir Putin's war machine because they got to get their gas from him, you know. And he looks at me stunned with this, and he said, I didn't do that. And I said, Mr. President, yes, you did. It was an executive order, like, 3 weeks ago. And he goes, no, I didn't do that. And he's arguing with me. I said, Mr. President, respectfully, could I go out here and ask your secretary to print it out? We'll read it together. You definitely did that. And he goes, oh, you talk about natural gas. Yes, sir. He said, no, you misunderstand. He said, what I did is I signed this thing we're gonna conduct a study on the effects of LNG. I said, no, you're not, sir. You paused it. I know. I have the export terminals in my state. I talked to those people this morning. This is doing massive damage to our economy, national security. It occurred to me, Barry, he was not lying to me. He genuinely did not know what he had signed. And I walked out of that meeting with fear and loathing because I thought, we're in serious trouble. Who is running the country? Like, I don't know who put the paper in front of him, but he didn't.
Maybe they didn't even put the paper in front of him. Maybe it was the autopen. Maybe it was someone else that we don't know about. We would like to find out. We really would like to find out because we also had things like this. Brianna Morello, Joe Biden granted clemency to a Chinese asset with over 47,000 images on his devices of babies and children. I cannot say what follows. It's too gruesome. Biden quickly shipped that guy back to China, and the media ignored the story. If this autopen argument holds, will the CCP send their guy back to the U.S. to face justice? Is our question. It's something that we absolutely needed to know. And remember, now that we were talking about this other guy, Anthony Fauci, the pardon of Anthony Fauci. Thank you, Mace Moore, for bringing this from the past, the distant past. May 2020, notorious liar Don Lemon has notorious liar James Clapper on to back up a notorious liar Anthony Fauci's claim that the virus came from a wet market and not a lab. You remember that? Pepper Rich Farm remembers. I think
Dr.
This doesn't have captions. Let me generate the captions because it's something that, again, Anthony Fauci should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. This is one of the most evil people to walk the face of the earth. Like, well, in what? Something that was, well, we cannot describe.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, tells National Geographic that the evidence is very, very strongly leaning towards this could not have been artificially or deliberately manipulated. Everything about the stepwise evolution over time strongly indicates that this virus evolved in nature and then jumped species.
From the weight of the scientific evidence, and I think Dr. Fauci, whom I consider the real authoritative voice here, kind of reaffirmed that it was natural, and most likely scenario is it occurred from bats in the marketplace.
It was from May 2020. How many months? It's like barely, not even like 2 months since the outbreak, and they already they already know. They already know. What a great coincidence. They already knew. They already knew back in 2 months. No, that never happened. That never happened. It was not a leak from a lab. It was not a leak from a lab. So we have a very tense situation in here and some pardons that are ineffective. So let's get the party started. Let's get ready to rumble. And this is gonna be very fun to watch. This is gonna be fun to behold. But again, I would like to know, what do you think about this in the comments?